and not have the experience. So timing is important, going to market is important, earlier is better than later, in my opinion, because you learn from being early. You have to adjust. Time to market is anywhere from 3 months to 6 to 9 months, I would say, maybe 12 months. First releases are easier than second releases, because the first release you just write new code and solve the problem and move on. The second release has to make sure the old stuff doesn't break, and so now you have to think about stuff and whatnot. And as products get older, release times get longer, because you have an install base and things like that. So invention, easy, productization, a little harder, sustainable business, sometimes painful. I'm not sure if I answered all of them, that's 4 or 5 of them. The hardest part, by the way, of product inception is convincing people there is a need. Like the fact that I think you have to make something, or that I think we need to do something, doesn't mean Uncle Larry just give me 45 people and say, here you go, knock yourselves out. You convince people, you sell it to people, you get people to say, that's a good idea, have you thought of that, like you do all of that. And so the first 3 months of product inception are not writing code. They're like trying to get your own thoughts straight, to present it to people, get feedback, all of that stuff. And that is to some extent, interesting bits of it, right? Because it's like, what does an idea lead to and where does it go? But that's just hard work. And as with resumes and hiring, by the way, you got to get a number of rejections. Like the first person you talk to something about will say like, what? And that just happens, right? You also go for interviews and people who are like, yeah, it doesn't work out. And for team reasons, for skills reasons, or whatever it is. So don't take rejection too hard, just keep on plodding along. But don't stubbornly try to run through the wall. The wall won't move. So if you need to find a door, just find a door. So you have to kind of be rubbing around some of those things.
Just add to that as well. There's many different paths to what you asked in the question with regard to new product ideas, right? There's the stuff that JP mentioned where organizations, free thinkers in these organizations are coming up with these new ideas. I know Oracle goes out, their executives go out and talk to other executives that are using their products to find out what are their needs, what are they looking for in products in the future. Also, OAUG, we've got something called the Customer Support Council, where users of Oracle products are getting together and they're saying, hey, these are the types of attributes that are missing in the product. What can OAUG as an organization do to influence Oracle in the development of these solutions in further versions of the product? There's a number of different channels to getting to new product development and the germination of ideas that want to get into a product.
And generally speaking, if somebody else has got a question, I don't just keep on talking to somebody else's question. But innovation is an interesting concept, right? I mean, there is adjustments and additions to products, and like new ideas are genuinely hard. Right? And if you and startups are very cool, right? But there's a reason that whatever, I don't know what the percentage is, but 80 or 90, whatever percent of startups fail. It's typically not because the idea is bad, because you can't get it to market quickly, or you can't get it done well enough or adopted or whatever. One of the interesting things about larger companies is that you have a lot of resources. One of the drawbacks of larger companies is the lack of focus. It's all of that, right? It's like, and I've been lucky, right? The reason I'm still at Oracle, I think, is that, like I said, it's my 4th job, which expands 3 products. Certain parts of Oracle have very little bureaucracy. If I can convince Andy Mendelsohn, who is like whatever 6 levels above me, but who I get to speak to actually, but it's not like, oh, go sit in the corner or send PowerPoints up, I actually get to speak to him. But in that sense, Oracle is fairly low threshold. And so if you start looking for like product management jobs or development jobs, start asking questions as to how does it work? How does an idea go in this company? Right? Don't just expect to be interviewed and kind of hope to fit into the company. You should interview the company. Right? Because if you have certain ideas and you want to do certain things, it's difficult to find a company that matches you. I don't do well, I just start talking. I don't necessarily always formulate my thoughts beforehand. But so you have to kind of figure out how you fit in, and if the company is very, oh, you have to formulate that, you have to write a 10-page paper, you have to send it to your boss is going to send it to somebody else, going to send it to somebody else, yeah, it wouldn't work for me very well, right? And you have to learn some of those things. But also look for, what do you want to do, or what do you think you want to do, and how does an organization react to that, and ask them questions, how does it work? And say, no, how does this really work? Not like, just tell me the marketing spiel, but how does it really work? And ask the company lots and lots and lots of questions.
Also along the lines of new product development and innovation, a lot of times what you're looking to do in terms of getting to that spot of a new product or new innovation, you actually, on that journey, find out that there's another new product innovation that comes along the way when we're looking at A, actually B is the product that comes out from all of your work and effort. There's a great book from the 1970s by an author named James Burke called Connections. And in that book, they describe how individuals, countries were looking for a solution on one path, and they accidentally discover solutions on that path in a different, completely different area, and it's better than what they were originally thinking.
Professor, ask a question.
Yeah, sure. It has to be a good one, though.
I'd like to ask a question for Paul.
Okay.
It seems like, you're not doing well so
The
far.
big guns are here.
Exactly. I
I'm just going to be.
understand. I understand. So you mentioned that you've done a lot of consulting work, right, with Oracle, and some of these projects were in analytics field. So I'm curious as to what particular methods, tools, applications you are using in these analytics approaches you have. Can you please elaborate? So what are the skill set, basically, that would really make a difference in terms of working on Oracle-related analytics projects?
So there are two aspects to working on. One is, like JP said, there's a group of people who will actually write the code, do the heavy lift. Their role is primarily to know the skills that they need to be able to do to get from point A to point B. That's primarily core skill sets. And there's another aspect which is primarily design, which is very important, which is like product management. You actually have to know what the end result is going to look like, or what the end result should be. And that primarily is based on requirements. In most cases, when you walk into a company as a consultant, they say, we have a list of requirements and we want to have you help us get there. When you actually look at the requirements, they are not what they need, but what they would like to see somewhere in the future. So there's a difference between requirement, there's a difference between a need and a want. You need something to do your job and get something accomplished. You may want something more that makes it easier for you to get your job done. That is not the core process that should be addressed first. What you need to actually look at is what is absolutely essential for you to get your job completed. Which means I need a report which will give me my top 10 customers at the end of every week. That is an absolute requirement. But I'd like to know how my customers are doing is a want. So if you look at, it's very important for you as a consultant to get into the situation to ask difficult questions. If you don't ask difficult questions, then you shouldn't be a consultant, because then you're walking into a company and you're actually working with them to go deeper down into where they already are. They're asking you to come in because they're in trouble. One way or the other. They can't get their data to work, they can't get their systems to work, or they can't get their process finished on time. These are the three major issues where people call in a consultant. Because you have, to JP's point and to Doug's point, you have people who are already working with it. Why would somebody like Doug's company, and which may not be happening for Doug's company, but other companies do that, bring in a consultant? Because they have people who've got tunnel vision, and they have been focused on doing a lot of this work. And there's something new that comes up. We say we are now going to the digital age, and we need to build websites which are completely based on data that's available in the underlying, available in the underlying database. how do you get there? There are tools available, you should be a portion of your team, you should be doing that, and understanding how to get that data and surface it, how it can be visualized. But there's somebody who needs to build what that visualization should look like. That's the role of a consultant, as a design or an architect, solution architect. So there are two facets. So that's where the tools really don't matter. If you know your fundamentals, the tools you can be taught. So I work with mostly financials or accounting systems. When I walk into a company and I need to build a team to make this project successful, I look for people who know accounting. I can teach them how to use the system, but I cannot teach them accounting. That's not my role. You have to know the fundamentals right. I hope that answers your question. Thank you.
Question for the audience. What is the most difficult question you can ask if you come into something like that? It's a very simple question, it's a very difficult question. Single word. In my opinion, it's why. Keep on asking why. Like, I want this. Why? Like, why do you want like that? Like, what? And because you need people to go like beyond. I want 10 top 10 customers.
And actually, you will actually. I'm hoping that when you go to the market, you hear this. A lot of people will say, "I need this because I've been doing this for so long." That's not an answer.
It's really bad answer.
It's a really bad answer, actually. It's not an answer at all. And the next question you need to ask is, and? So till you can get, so here's my thumb rule. If you can answer 5 whys from me effectively, then I will discuss the requirement with you.
And let me just say that I'm always the needy person. I need this, and when they do fire back at me saying why, it really does help me to think more fully about that end result. So what they have just said is absolutely key, and it also trains the people like me who are always in need to think much more clearly about the requests that I'm making. So you might very well find yourselves in that position where I am, where you are needing, but for sake of their time, because they are always very busy when you're working in a corporate environment, try to think through those steps and be very clear about that end result that you're needing as well. So, yeah, I'm the one that you guys always have to think.
I'm going to make a quick comment. Because I used to be in their position, even though I'm not anymore, because I'm actually Oracle's philanthropy team. So when I used to be a product manager, the question that I used to ask my implementers and our customers when we were designing is, when they would give me their whys is, but have you looked at an improvement on your process that will shorten the time? So even though you have a why, there could be a quicker, faster, easier way to do something on top of the why.
That also means that if you guys go to an interview, James, and you say like, hey, I want to work at Hopkins or whatever, think about your whys too. Why would you go there? What do you want to do? Like, what do you actually want to get to? And I never asked myself that question. Right? My career path has been very much, let's bubble along and look for opportunities. Right? So, and I think there's 2 career path options. Right? A, you do it the spreadsheet way, which sounds derogatory, it's not intended like that. But you actually plan, where do I want to be 3 years from now, 8 years from now, 12 years from now, 24 years from now. I know people who do that, right? They literally look for jobs that fill the next requirement for them, and they ask themselves why. Well, I want to retire rich, or whatever the answer is, right? I personally just go like, I would like to actually enjoy what I do. But it's a very different requirement and why, right? I actually like to get up in the morning, go to work, and do what I do. Work every day is like that, trust me, sorry. And so I just looked at it much more from I don't necessarily need to work at Google or at Apple or at something that has a big name. What I want to do is drive innovation and products and invent stuff and do cool things and whatever that means. Like, so ask yourself as well, like, what fits with you? Like, what do you want to do? And what is your kind of take on career? And just keep an open mind and pick the one you like and potentially adjust where you want to go, right? Make a spreadsheet. After 4 weeks, you probably might go, whatever, I'm going to go do something else. It just happens. Like, but think about that as well. Like, what do you want to do?
So one of the things I'd like to add to that is, to JB's point, you'd like to get up in the morning and go to work. I have been in multiple jobs, and I have quit jobs, even though I'm doing pretty well. It's because when I get up the next day, I'm not enjoying doing my job every day. So to the spreadsheet analogy that Lady gave, you would have a spreadsheet, and you'd be 2 years, 4 years, 10 years, 12 years, you'd be doing something to reach there. Will you be enjoying it? Because if you don't, you could be somebody who does not enjoy it but still need to do it because of various other reasons. Perfectly okay. But if you want to enjoy what you're doing, that may not be necessarily always the path you take. There could be other paths. And you want to enjoy what you're doing, because that's when you have the possibility of being successful, but you also have the possibility of enjoying your success.
Yeah, good.